I will tell you a wonderful story, simple one. It happened to me a year ago, around the corner here in the bookstore. I was signing a book of mine. Two black guys came, African Americans. I don't like the term. My black friends also not, for obvious reasons. It can be even more racist. But the point is, and they asked me to sign a book, and seeing them there, I couldn't resist the worst racist remark. When I was returning the books to them, I told them, you know, now, I don't know which one is for whom, you know. You blacks like yellow guys, you look all the same. They embraced me and they told me, you can call me nigger. You know, when they tell you this, it means we are really close. They instantly got this. Another stupid problem I had. At some talk, there was a mute and deaf guy, and he asked if a translator can be there. And I couldn't resist it. In the middle of the talk, in front of 200-300 people, I said, what are you doing there, guys? My idea was, if you watch the gestures of the translator, it looked to me as some obscene messages or what. The guy laughed so much, we become friends. And some old stupid lady reported me for making fun of crippled people. It was so, didn't she see? That's how I became friend with the guy.
Now Zizek here is showing his true stripes. It's very hypocritical for him to complain how some woman ratted on him about something he was saying, yet he backs patriarchy theory, which limits other men. And you know, this, by the way, Zizek, there's nothing special about Slavoj here. He's an example of a typical guy. You know, he has this, he doesn't really even believe in patriarchy, as far as from what I can see. He just says it because he knows it's the best thing to get him attention. It's the right thing for him to say. It's popular to be anti-male. But he'll say it anyway. And yet when it happens to him, all of a sudden there's something wrong with PC culture. Now, it's not a mistake that the person ratting on him is a woman, and the person being ratted on is a guy. Because that's what women do. If Zizek was a woman, I doubt that woman would have said anything. Now, here's something to back up my claim. Here is a Q&A from 1986, Clive Barker talking about his horror writing. And you'll see two or more women asking him. A woman will ask him, why are you putting horrible things in your horror stories? And of course he answers it, and then another woman jumps on and asks him the same thing.
Well, just wondering, having heard you speak about that, do you not think that a film like Rambo, you say that, say, Michael Ryan goes out and copies this, the things that you portray in your books and in your film are far more horrific than the things that happen in Rambo. Do you not think in the subconscious mind people are going to latch onto this and try and follow out, I mean, not obviously the same way, but they're going to latch onto it and try and follow them through?
Well, what could you latch onto in Hellraiser? I don't have a body in the attic that I can raise from the dead. I don't believe you can raise bodies from the dead. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in demons. These are metaphors for something else.
Yes.
What type of person would you say you are? You go to autopsies, you see people getting cut up, and you get cheap thrills out of it. What type of person would you describe yourself as?
I hoped I defended myself against the cheap thrills description. I don't think it was a cheap thrill at all. But yes, I've gone to autopsies. I do a lot of other things, you know. I go to restaurants. I mean, it's not like it's like a daily activity for me. I think of myself as being remarkably normal and remarkably well balanced. My analyst disagrees.
Yes.
I'd like to know how you justify some of the explicitly gory scenes in Hellraiser. And is that the kind of thing that comes out of your imagination? If so, do you put them in just to give people thrills, or
do I just to give people thrills? I certainly hope there are thrills in that. I enjoy that kind of material. I mean, I have to.
But do you enjoy coming out of a film feeling like unfulfilled, thinking, God, I felt sick during that film?
Yes.
You enjoy that?
Yes. I mean, what can I tell you? I mean, I was talking about Cronenberg earlier on. Cronenberg is, for me, one of the great filmmakers. When Jeff Goldblum's ear falls off in The Fly, it's one of my favorite moments of cinema, you know. I mean, what that says about me, I don't know.
Would you like to see that in real life? Would you like to see a road accident and be thrilled by it?
Of course not, and that's the whole point, isn't it? That's exactly the point. The point is that you can, the vicarious experience is the important one. The important one is that you can actually deal with these things on a filmic level, on a cinematic level, or a literary level. I think it's important to be able to do that.
Do you want to come back one more time?
If I can see, I went and saw the film, so if I come back and next day I see a road accident, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be able to deal with it. Is that with a gore?
One is fantasy, one is fiction.
These women, it's not a, it's not a coincidence that the people doing it to him are women, and that Clive Barker is a guy, and that's why it's happening. They would not treat Anne Rice like this. Know it. Now what they're doing is implying that the Clive Barker is mentally deranged. Something's wrong with him. He's degenerate. And he's answered the question as popular as best he can. And so then he finds himself having to answer it again. And of course, in the comment section, there are people saying, well, what prudes, or, man, he held his temper on these pricks. None of these people in the comment section notice the gender dynamics. What's more, this is back in '86. This is before PC culture, political correct culture, was ever coined. This is the way it has always been. This is the fact. Women take jabs at men when they see an opportunity. That is human nature. That's the gender dynamics. Slavoj here, like I said, it's his turn to get zapped. And of course, now there is a problem. Typical male behavior. Guys are all the same. They always think it's all right as long as some other guy's getting zapped. Soon as it's my turn, hold it now. The whole world should turn upside down just for special old me. Little old me. And frankly, I mean, what's his name? Noam Chomsky was right about Zizek. That he's interesting to listen to, but really, he doesn't really say much of anything. There's very little content on anything Zizek says. Like I said, Zizek is just such an ordinary, off the rack, off the assembly line guy. And this hypocritical bullshit has to be called out. So I'm doing it. Thank you, everyone.